Hello, welcome back to another Pen Talk. Thank you very much for tuning in and following me as I explore the amazing, incredible wide world of pens. And you see one of those pens rotating in front of you being held up by a very happy crab. It's a big size pen, has a decent weight to it, and it has a nice minimalistic design, which I can appreciate. We're going to explore this pen in some detail, give you the pluses and minuses, and let you decide if it's a pen that you like. Stay tuned as the crab gives you a wink. So the first thing you notice when you pick up this pen is it feels big. It has decent weight to it, about 30 grams. And that translucent resin that the pen is made from gives you a little bit of a view inside, but not much. Yes, the name at the end of the barrel is good. It lines up with the clip. Very nice design. Speaking of the cap, it comes off in 1, 2, a little bit over 2.5 turns. And we'll see a classic hourglass shaped section here. Yes, there's a step up and you probably don't want to hold it there. And a nice black nib with the chess emblem there and Vazir and F for fine. So that's nice. It has everything you need. Plastic feet on the other side, just a standard plastic feet, but they've worked well in the past. Mentioned the pen is good size, and it certainly is. It just feels fine in the hand as is. And as one might design this minimalistic design, there's no posting. There's not even close. So those who like to post, this pen would not suit them. That section really restricts you to one place to hold, but with that number 6 nib, I think it'll be a good place for me when I do my writing. I like the black trim. I think it does well in this pen. You can also get the nib in a Jowo style, which I'm assuming is going to be silvery. The pen comes in 4 colors. Here's the other 3. So it's well made. The threads work great. And it definitely is on the large size. So I think you can guess the filling system. The section unscrews. As with most Indian pens, takes a few turns. And we'll see a nice Schmidt converter there. I consider it the upscale one with the metal band, a nice insert there that'll grip the end of that nib assembly very well. So speaking of nib assemblies, I haven't tried to do this, but let's see. I'm certain it unscrews. And we'll see a nice nib assembly. And it's a clear, so it doesn't interfere much with the translucency of the resin. There's a nice design. I think this is Jowo design nib assembly. We'll confirm. Confirm, this is a Jowo nib assembly, so you can unscrew any of your number 6 Jowo nibs and put them into your Vazir pop if you want to change the nib out. So what ink to put in the pen? Well, this ink called out to me. I don't know why, but it did. And interesting results on the paper towel. There's some green sheen there when I wiped off the top of the cap, which probably had some very dense ink. Haven't used this ink, I would say, in 2 years, but it's a nice purple. So I'm impressed with the nib. very impressed with the nib. It feels great on this Fabriano paper. You get a little bit of feedback, that pencil-like feedback, which I happen to enjoy. It makes you know you're writing on paper. It's a fine nib, but I would call it a generous fine to medium. Certainly more Western fine than Japanese fine. It lays down a nice, consistent line. This Rahor & Klingner ink does a good job in this pen. Good choice on my part. I would call it on the wet side, but basically it's just an enjoyable writer, which is what you want in a pen. So you may ask, how large is this pen? Well, here we have some big size pens. Here's your Jinhao 9019, which is really girthy, more girthy than this, but not that much more. The pop is certainly longer. And then we have an M800, which many consider to be a large pen, but in this group, it's certainly small. But then, for reference, there's a Jinhao 82, so we're talking small with this pen. But this what's very nice about our hobby is there's a phenomenal amount of variety that you can choose from to find a pen that suits your writing style. So here they are uncapped. I'm not going to post them because the Vazir doesn't post, but you can see how long it is as compared to the rest of the pens. And the other thing that's interesting is the sections that vary on these pens. So let's zoom in on that and the nib. So one of the main things that you'll notice is 3 different designed sections. This is a severe hourglass shape. This is a more straight design like the M800 is, but much girthier. And of course the 82 is just here for a reference. You can see that number 8 nib on the Jinhao 9019 really dominates this group. The black nib kind of holds its own on the Vazir. And of course the M800 is a nice gold nib. And we have a nice two-tone number 5, but obviously much smaller than the other nibs. So now it's time for some dimensions. Here they are. Some editorial comments and some final writing. So overall, I find this a unique designed pen. I'm certain there's some pen somewhere that might look like it, but none that I have in my collection. You know, it's a minimalistic design. Visually, I enjoy the pen, and it is a great writer. It feels good in the hand. So what are the downsides? Well, it doesn't post. And there are some people who have to post their pen, so this is not a pen on their list. When I do these reviews, I try to share with my viewers the most information I can about the pen, my experiences with the pen. But in the end, it's really your decision whether you find a pen interesting, something you'd like to own. That's your decision at the end. I was doing ratings, I was doing this, I was doing that, but I decided to just share my experiences and let you be the judge. So the other kind of downside is it takes a fair number of turns to get that cap off, over 2.5. But once you have it off, it's a nice pen to hold. So every pen is a trade-off of one thing or another. I don't think there's any perfect pen for anyone, but there is a pen that can bring a smile to your face and make you want to write, and that's, to me, is what's important. So speaking of writing, let's do that. So I think that sums it up. A very nice writer, one that I enjoy. Is So it brings us to the conclusion of this video. Thank you all for watching. I wish everyone is safe, healthy, and happy, enjoying your pens, putting some ink down. And we've reached the end of this video. This pen continues to write very, very well. And I like the ink. So we will say bye. Oof. Good writer.